Good afternoon, everyone. This is Keith Stellman with the Weather Service. We're going to start with the weekly briefing for March 12th. So highlights, you'll probably get tired of what you see because what you see is what you get. The forecast that you see today and for tomorrow looks like a rinse and repeat for the next 7 days. There is a possibility for strong to severe storms isolated across North Georgia today. I'll talk about that a little bit. And then, of course, we've got the ongoing river flooding across South Georgia that will continue as well. The severe potential, I want to highlight this, and I'll state this throughout. Because of the pattern we're in, the severe potential could change with time. Right now, we don't see a big threat. However, as we saw across Tennessee, and I'll show this in a minute, Tennessee's in an enhanced risk today. You go back a couple of days, that risk was not as significant as it was, and that's changed over time because the pattern has slightly shifted, or we're able to detect things as we get closer to the forecast. So while it is an active pattern and we don't see a big threat at this time, that could change. So keep your eyes on the forecast throughout the next 7 days. Moderate rainfall, and I'll show the totals, will be spread out over the next 7 days. We're not expecting a big deluge in any way, but cloudy and wet will continue, especially for North Georgia, the next 7 days. The exception is really central and south. We may see a little bit more sun and drier conditions overall in that location. It looks like the focus is going to be generally along and north of 20 across North Georgia for a lot of the weather over the next 7 days. So current conditions, the upper level flow pattern is out of the west-southwest, which typically means wet, and that's what we're in. And I put on the screen a couple circles. You can see, oops. Let's go back to it. You can see the circles I put on the screen. The potential for systems over the next couple of days will be coming at us from either the northwest or the southwest. The one that's currently over us right now will be moving out. We've got another one back over the central United States that will be affecting us tomorrow, and then we've got systems coming in over the next 7 days. One thing I want you to note here is take note of the flow pattern the way it is right now, and it's going to look very similar over the next 7 days. And so a lot of these features are going to play roles as they sort of migrate through that flow for us. And so both the timing and the intensity of it is the trick. And that's why I say stay tuned to the severe threat. Real quick on the current conditions of the hydrologic, you can see the river flooding is migrated south. A lot of the rivers are starting to recede across the north, but we're obviously dealing with the water as it flows downstream towards the Gulf and the Atlantic, and so we're a lot of moderate flooding across southeast Georgia, and finally getting back to more normal conditions across north. So moving into Friday, again, note the upper level flow out of the west-southwest. There's a front that's approaching in. We've got a pretty good batch of rain, especially North Georgia, coming in Friday. We'll see that increased coverage, especially across the north. That will not make it south. If you'll notice to the south, there's a ridge of high pressure over the Gulf of Mexico. That's going to really prevent anything from progressing too far south in Georgia. So a lot of the focus is going to be, again, central to north across the state. This is a graphic. I'll give it a little bit of time to load for the next 60 hours or so of the forecast radar. And one thing I want you to note is once it gets into Friday morning, that front moves in across the north, showers increase, and then throughout the day, Friday into Saturday, it's just going to be scattered showers, mostly across the north. You'll notice another batch coming in Saturday morning, and it's just going to be trying to time those out when they move in and how much rain we actually get out of them. Not expecting a lot, and I'll show that in a second, but overall, it's going to be generally cloudy with isolated to scattered showers around, again, for the foreseeable future. In terms of rainfall, and this is the 1 to 3 day rainfall total, half to maybe an inch and a quarter in isolated pockets across the north. The green areas you see from I-20, I-85 north is around a quarter of an inch. And then you get up into the blue shades, the lighter blue shades, that's where you get up to an inch to inch and a quarter. So, again, far north Georgia. And if you notice down across South Georgia, central and south, little to no rainfall is expected, generally along and south of I-20. But it will be cloudy for the most part. So good news for at least them down there where the flooding is ongoing, that we're not expecting a lot of rain through Saturday. When I look at the totals over the next 7 days, the top left graphic is your Sunday, Monday. So we've got another system coming in Sunday into Monday. That's going to bring another half to an inch, maybe an inch and a quarter, again, across North Georgia. And when you summarize all of it, because there's more on day 6 and day 7, over the next 7 days, we're talking 2 to maybe 2.5 to 3 across North Georgia. And then you can see the gradient of rainfall decreases as you head south to where you get down to less than a quarter to less than a tenth across south of Macon, Dublin, Columbus area. So again, good news for them where the flooding is, bad news because it's going to rain more across North Georgia, but not heavy in any one period, just steady over time. In terms of severe risk, this is today. There is a marginal risk across North Georgia. And you can see that enhanced risk further up back towards Nashville and points northwest for isolated severe. The main threat is going to be damaging winds. Don't see a real threat for tornadoes or hail with the risk today on any storms we get. And this would be later this afternoon into tonight. Potential for Friday into Saturday, while we are expecting showers to move in, we're looking at a general low risk with just general thunder across the east and across the northwest for Friday and Saturday. So again, this may change. Stay tuned, just like it did with this current outlook today. Just pay attention to the forecast as we go day by day because it may change. So we're basically stuck in an active pattern. So here is on the left-hand side, Saturday night into Sunday. Notice the west-southwest flow. Notice more rain moving across Tennessee towards North Georgia. That'll move in Saturday night into Sunday. And you can see when we get into Monday and Tuesday, notice the difference in the pattern between the left and the right. Not a whole lot. There's still a lot of rain in Tennessee and more moving in from the west-southwest. So we're again, expecting mainly scattered widespread showers across the north with the severe potential there, but we just can't pinpoint anything at this point. And then when I go into Wednesday of next week, rinse and repeat the forecast, we're still in this west-southwest flow. Another system from the southwest moving in on Wednesday. So bottom line is relatively cloudy, showery, not a lot of heavy rain expected. With not a big focus, at least for the next 7 days. But keep an eye for changes in that forecast. Here's a look at it. If you look at it from the extended for Atlanta and Macon, you notice today is the lowest chance of rain with 20% and 40% tomorrow, 30% Friday, Saturday, and then it goes up to 70% for Saturday, Sunday, and into 60% Monday. As you head south, that chance decreases. So it sort of flows with the rainfall forecast. Decreasing rainfall chances as you head south. So further north you go, the higher the chances are. Further south, the lower they are. 6 to 10 day outlook, and this will extend through March. Later in March, it's above normal rainfall and above normal temperatures with that type of pattern. And the heavier rainfall looks to be focused maybe to our west, but we can't rule it out getting into North Georgia at least. So in summary, cloudy with periods of showers over the next 7 days, strong to severe, isolated severe potential today, but that severe potential could change again. I've repeated that a couple times. And then not expecting a deluge, but moderate rainfall expected in periods over the next 7 days through at least next Wednesday. The exception will be central and south Georgia, where we do expect it to be a little bit drier. So with that, that concludes today's briefing. It is available on our website for download, and I'll have this up on YouTube within the hour.